Account takeover fraud is about to hit $17 billion, and here's how hackers are actually getting into it. Good day, everyone. Welcome to the video of the day. So they don't need your password anymore. Loss from the account takeover fraud are projected to hit $17 billion this year. The scariest part is that attackers often don't hack anything. They just buy your login off the dark web for a few dollars. And here exactly how this works and how to actually protect yourself. So how the account takeover actually works. The account takeover fraud happens when a criminal gains control on a real account. Banking, email, social media, anything, and use it as if it their own. Victims lost nearly $16 billion to this in 2024 alone, with more than 5 million people affected. And Federal Reserve data shows that reports of account takeover jumped over 36% the same year. Some projections put this year loss as high as $17 billion. Here's what makes it different from a typical scam to the bank or to a platform. It looks like completely normal, legitimate login. You, not a hacker. That's exactly why it's so hard to catch early. So how they actually get into in? Here's the part that surprised people. Attackers reply and rarely crack anything. They mostly reuse what's already been stolen. One security firm recaptured over 5 billion stolen username and password pairs in single year. And the reason that inventory works so well that roughly 65% of consumers reuse the same password across multiple accounts. If one site you use gets breached, attackers automatically try that same password everywhere else you might have an account, a technique called credential stuffing. Then there is an Infostealer malware, that malicious software that quietly infects a device and steals save passwords, browser sessions, cookies, and login tokens directly. In last year alone, Infostealers were linked to 1.8 billion stolen credentials and were tied to nearly a quarter of all cyber incidents that year. Here's a genuinely unsettling part. With the stolen sessions, cookies can let an attacker walk right past your password and even your two-factor authentication because the cookie proves to be the website that you are already logged in without needing to log in again at all. Now, where this actually hits you. So roughly 32% of this breach target financial accounts directly, where attackers drain balance or add unauthorized payment recipients. But the bigger share is that 51% hit social media and retail accounts, often used for stored credit card abuse or increasingly as tools for long-running scams that manipulate your contacts using your own trusted identity. There's always a rising. So particularly dangerous method that SIM swapping, where an attacker takes over your phone number, then use that access to reset your email and bank password in sequence. Reported SIM swap case past 3,000 in single recent year. Now what actually protects you? The genuinely reduce risk based on your how the attackers actually work. First is stop reusing passwords, especially for banking and email. The password manager makes this realistic instead of exhausting. Second, to use an authenticator app for two-factor authentication instead of SMS text codes, where possibly SMS codes are exactly what SIM swapping is designed to intercept. The third, to watch out for small, quiet account changes, a new address added, a new device listed, a password reset email you didn't request. Attackers often make small changes first to avoid detection before the bigger fraud happens, and finally, to run periodic malware scans on your device. Since Infosteller malware is frequently the very first step in the entire chain. To conclude, 17 billion in loss, millions of victims, most of it starts with a reuse, password, or a piece of malware you never notice. But the good news, the fix here are genuinely simple, not complicated. Subscribe for more of this practical protection breakdowns. Make sure you like the video. Welcome to Money Brief.